Hi everyone, welcome to today's class, which looks at business phrases. This class focuses entirely on the terminology used to talk business in the English language. Follow along as the terms are explained, then test your understanding afterwards. In a nutshell, summarized in a few words. In a nutshell, we still need $50,000. Ballpark figure. An inexact estimate. Give me a ballpark figure on the cost of relocating to Ireland. Call one's bluff. To force someone to prove what they are claiming, if you think they are being dishonest. On top of something. To be in control of a situation or aware of changes. By the book. To do things according to company policy or law. Call the shots. To make the key decisions. A loophole. A situation where the laws are not clear. For example, regarding taxes. From the ground up. To begin a business or project right from the start. From nothing. Richard Branson built Virgin Group Limited from the ground up. Carry the can. To take the blame for something. The elephant in the room. A big problem or controversial issue which is obvious, but which no one wants to talk about. Break the news. To be the first to make some information known. To come up short. To try to achieve something but fail. The CEO came up short in his attempts to force a merger. Long shot. Something that has a very low probability of happening. We've got a long shot at closing this deal. To call it a day. To decide to stop working for the day. It's 10 p.m. and everyone is hungry, so let's call it a day. Back to the drawing board. To start something over. There's a fundamental flaw in the design, so it's back to the drawing board. Read between the lines. To understand something that was implied, but not communicated directly. On to a good thing. To be in a positive or successful situation. He's on to a good thing with his new product. Under the table. Something done secretly, often illegally. To avoid paying taxes, they paid some of their employees under the table. To get one's foot in the door. To take a low-level position with a company with the goal of eventually getting a better position in the future. Ingrid was happy to get her foot in the door with an unpaid internship. Grey area. Something that is undefined or not easily categorized. Red tape. Refers to excessive rules, procedures, and regulations that make it difficult to accomplish something. The new law is going to create a lot of extra red tape and increase costs. A can of worms. A situation which causes a lot of trouble for you when you start to deal with it. If Becky gets this promotion, it'll open up a whole can of worms with the other employees. She doesn't deserve it. Now consider these questions. What thoughts first come to your mind when you think about garbage? How efficiently do you think waste disposal is handled in your country or district? Follow along with the text and then answer the questions that follow. Clive Banks, an entrepreneur from Bristol, believes that the nation's garbage is an untapped gold mine. With a background in chemistry, he has developed a revolutionary recycling technology that turns almost any waste product into safe and immediately usable fuel. He left his job as a business consultant to try for himself what he had been advising others on for so many years. Clive started the company from the ground up. Quitting a successful career to go into business alone was a long shot, but once I received the patent for my recycling technology, I knew I was onto a good thing, he said. Many entrepreneurs come up short because they call it quits too soon. I had too much at stake to ever turn back. The UK produces 26 million tonnes of rubbish every year. The Local Government Association, LGA, review on Britain's waste disposal found that it could potentially turn a £500 million yearly cost into a profit which could be used to provide better services to residents. The study outlines how the scheme could additionally create over 30,000 jobs nationwide by expanding the household recycling sector. Clive has been urging the country to fully exploit a resource that currently ends up in landfills. When I was finally able to talk with local government officials, it felt like the issue of waste disposal was the elephant in the room. But once they understood the potential for cutting costs and increasing revenue, they were all ears. I've calculated costs at a ballpark figure of £2 million. This means that turnover could be as high as £75 million annually. He admitted to exploiting some loopholes in order to cut through all the red tape, but insists that all his activities have been by the book and in the best interests of taxpayers. Taxpayers will be better off, the economy will benefit, and more people will have jobs if we grow our domestic market for reprocessing and recycling waste. Sarah Greenwood, from the National Consumers Association, added, "Landfilling waste costs a lot of money. Burning it is still expensive. Recycling actually brings in cash for the taxpayer, and we owe it to today's hard-pressed taxpayers to get as much of their money back as possible." Comprehension practice. Complete these sentences. And that brings us to the end of today's class. For more information on our one-to-one classes with a native speaking teacher, visit speakeasy1to1.com. Thanks for watching.